Hey babies, welcome to the Ariel show. I'm Ariel. I love you. Hope you feel it. And I am so excited today to be talking to you about confidence. And I am so excited about this topic that we're going to be talking about it for the next few weeks because I got so much good stuff to share with you. I love feeling confident. I want you to feel confident. And I know that just 5 minutes after watching this video, you're going to have so many great new ideas on how to approach this. So let me say that confidence is just a made-up mental concept in our minds. It's a story that we tell ourselves about whether or not we have permission to feel confident. And other people then see that story that you're playing in your mind and then decide whether or not you're confident. When I think of confidence, I think of a badass walking into, let's say, a coffee shop or a room, and everyone else knows not to mess with that person because that person is kind of untouchable because they don't care what other people think of them. So the way that I usually view it is how other people are viewing you as a person, because you just give off this vibe and this energy of so untouchable badassness that everyone's like, oh, I'm not even going to bother judging that person because they do not care. And that's one way, yes, to look at it, but confidence is more than that. It really is an internal thing. So I'm sure you've seen the people that are confident that maybe shouldn't be confident, that you're like, oh, sweetheart, right? Like those moments. Or a lot of times you'll get like the delusional dude who thinks he's hot stuff and you're like, oh my God, no, right? And I think a lot of times as people, we are afraid of being that delusional, overly confident person. And so we choose the other side, which is to be a little smaller, a little more reserved, a little more quiet. And I just want to say, you don't have to do either of those. You don't have to be like delusional and completely out of touch where everyone's like, what the hell is she thinking? And you don't have to be like the other side where you're just not really trying, not really caring, not really engaging because you feel like having lower self-esteem is going to be playing it safe instead of too high self-esteem. And just like we talked about a couple weeks ago when we discussed whether or not self-love is selfish or vain, true confidence is not deflated or inflated. It's not too much or too little. It's just an unshakable sense of knowing who you are, that you deserve to be on this planet, that you belong here, that you have something valuable to say. It's not about thinking that you're better than anyone else or lording that over anyone. And it's certainly not being small, letting people walk all over you. So we're going to talk about true confidence today and how you can get you so. The most common advice that people give when talking about confidence is to fake it till you make it. So this would mean that you don't really feel super great about yourself, but you're going to throw on that lipstick, you're going to put on something you love, you're going to intentionally walk into the room with your shoulders back, and then people are going to start treating you like you deserve confidence, and then it will become reciprocal, cyclical, and you will start acting confident. And yeah, you could try that, and it does kind of work. However, you have to keep faking it that way, because a lot of times it doesn't happen where like then people start treating you really well and then you're like, oh yeah, maybe I should be more confident, and then you develop all these confident thoughts. And that's what I want to say. Confidence comes from your thoughts, from your head. And I think we have this really crazy idea that the thoughts that we think need to be proven and need to be validated outside of us in order for them to be true, in order for them to help us, in order for them to matter. But I'm here to just tell you this awesome little trick that you can just make up confident thoughts. This will make you feel more confident. So let me start. I made a list of thoughts that I think a lot of unconfident people feel, especially maybe younger people who have a lot of self-image issues, a lot of anxiety. I know I was that way when I was in high school. I was very much stuck in my own head and not even giving myself a chance, not introducing myself to people because I was just like, I did not want to be rejected. So I was kind of small. I stayed in my social circle and I did not venture out of it because I just didn't even want to mess with that. So I'm going to be reading some of the thoughts that I've thought and thoughts that I've heard from my viewers that we a lot of times think when we are in that unconfident place. I already know they won't like me. I don't look good today. No one would want to be my friend. I'm not going to get the part, so I won't even try. I suck at everything. I have no reason to be confident. I'm pathetic. All my ideas suck. I screw everything up. Now that sounds a little harsh when you put it on paper, and I love doing this. I love writing down the thoughts that I'm hearing in my own head and getting them on paper and being like, oh my gosh, girl, like that's ridiculous. Like your brain is completely screwing with you. And I encourage you to do that with some of your thoughts as well. I think these thoughts that I just read, they can seem a little extreme maybe, but a lot of times we think them subtly and quickly, and we don't actually hear our brain say, I suck at everything. It's not like we like listen and we're like, oh, brain, you just told me I suck at everything. Interesting. It's not like that. We just instantly believe it. we get what we feel is a little bit of proof or validation of that. Like, let's say we don't get the part for the play that we tried out, and then it's like, oh, this is because I'm really terrible at acting. Well, guess what? I'm not going to put myself through that again. I'm done with this. I suck at this. I'm not going to try out anymore. And then that can turn into, and you know what? I'm not going to apply for that job. And you know what? I'm not even going to ask her if she wants to go out with me. Like, you're just going to be completely shutting yourself off from all rejection, because that way no one else can reject you. I get it. It's safe. So if you can relate to some of these thoughts, I'm going to tell you how to change them. And you're not going to like my answer. The way that you change your thoughts is that you make a decision to change them. Ta-da! That's that easy. No one likes this answer because, first of all, it puts all the responsibility on us, ourselves. And second of all, it feels vague, right? Like, how do I make that decision? If I could have just made a decision, I would have done that years ago. You make a decision by just getting tired enough. It has to hurt enough. You have to hate the way that things are bad enough where you're like, F it, I'll try anything, fine, I'll decide to be confident. Like, that's where you gotta be. So then you're going to write down some thoughts that you want to think on purpose of yourself. Maybe pick someone in your social circle that you imagine is super confident and write down how they must feel. Write down some lines like, okay, she must be thinking, damn, I'm so awesome, or wow, everyone loves me, or whatever it is. Like, write some of those down, and then you're gonna try to take in some of those thoughts for yourself. I made a list for you here just to get you started for some examples. These are some power thoughts, and you can run these one-liners in through your head before you go in a social setting or before you start your day or whatever. This first one I did not make up, I took it from a book, but the rest of them are just random awesome thoughts. Okay. Everyone in this room loves me, they just don't all know it yet. Oh my God, that's freaking crazy, right? I love that. I'm the perfect person for this job. People would be so lucky to have me as their friend. There's something really special about me. Everything I try is easy for me. I'm like an exceptionally awesome human being. I'm freaking brilliant. By the way, as I'm saying that, I'm like, I hope nobody takes the clip out and is now like posting that as a meme of me saying, I'm an exceptionally awesome human being. Don't do that, guys. And so when I say those thoughts, I imagine that your brain is going like, yeah, must be nice. However, none of that is true. Why would I want to think a lie? And let me challenge that. You don't have to be freaking brilliant to decide that you are freaking brilliant. And this is where you just kind of go for it and you make the leap and you're like, you know what? I'm a really freaking creative person. And you can even ask your brain to help you on this. You say, hey brain, can you come up with some proof for me real quick why I'm so creative? Your brain loves these little tasks. It's like sending a little kid to like do this fun little game. They're like, ooh, yeah, let me see what I can do. And your brain will be like, okay, yeah, I did like get that award in second grade for that painting I did. Okay, yeah, my friends are always complimenting me on my clothes all the time. Okay, I did like get that awesome feedback from that one blog post I wrote. Okay, right, so you're kind of gathering proof of reasons that you can be freaking creative or freaking brilliant or whatever it is that you want to believe. And once you decide this, it'll just screw with your brain a little bit. I just love this. I love messing with my brain in the best way, opening it up to possibilities. And now your life will not change overnight with these thoughts. However, it can change a little bit. And that's why I'm doing a series on this, because we're going to be going on to the next part of this in my next video. But I just wanted to kind of introduce this concept for you today, that you can think thoughts on purpose that will achieve the result of you being more confident down the line. But first step is just think of thoughts and see if you can kind of catch a little spark of confidence. We're like, ooh, maybe that's true. Like, I wish that was true, right? And if saying these things or reading these statements feels too ridiculous, just add the I wish. So, I wish I was freaking brilliant. That'd be awesome if everyone thought I was amazing, right? Like, just kind of start with that and just pretend, like, play around with it for a little bit and see if you get any sparks. Those sparks are the fuel that you need to eventually become confident down the line. So I'm going to leave it at this. Your homework for the week is to write down some of the negative thoughts that you kind of have about yourself from that confident place, and just start listening to yourself if you're in social settings. And we're going to be talking a lot about social settings next week, but if you're in that social setting and you hear yourself think, oh my God, everyone thought that was so stupid, remember that. Put that in your phone later, and like that's going to go into your list of the stuff that you want to kind of purge out. Also make a list of these power thoughts, or just use the ones that I just said. Write those things down, put them up on Post-its, have them in your car, have them in your mirror, put them in your phone, whatever, and see how they make a difference. I'm going to be checking in with you next week to see how this little experiment went for you. All right, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching the Ariel Show. I am just tickled pink to get to talk to you about this stuff, because it's going to change your freaking life. And I say that with confidence. I know this. I know this is true. This will change your life, and I'm honored to be a part of this. Let's all get more confident together. Turn Your Pain into Art tour is coming. I'm so excited. I've been singing every day, working on my outfits, doing all our tour marketing, spreading the word about this amazing thing. These cities are selling out so fast. I will put the tour dates in the description along with a link to get tickets, and lots of good stuff coming up. Please like this episode, leave me a comment about how confident you've been feeling lately and how you wish you felt in terms of confidence, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Bye.